Hello, so very glad to be with you today. So it was explained in the introduction, as I said, as it was said, I am the program manager at the Eclipse Foundation in charge of the development tools. It covers a few different topics. First of all, the Eclipse IDE, which is maybe the tool people think of when they hear about the Eclipse Foundation. It's basically 20 years old. It's still widely used, not so much as an IDE, but much more as a platform. And so we are still in maintenance with this Eclipse IDE. But as you know, you have many other projects at the Eclipse Foundation. And I am also in charge of OpenVSX. OpenVSX is both an open source project and a service. So we are basically running an instance of this open source project and hosting it. And probably if you are familiar with some of the tools like Cursor, Windsurf, or many others, you are using it because it's an open marketplace, a vendor-neutral marketplace of OpenVSX extension. So basically this is an alternative to the Microsoft marketplace of VS Code extension. And finally, I'm in charge of Cloud Dev Tool. Cloud Dev Tool is basically the new generation of tooling at the Eclipse Foundation. It's a bit more than 15 projects. It covers a few different topics like Kubernetes project, projects and two projects I will describe in more detail today: Eclipse platform, Theia platform, and Theia ID. So first of all, a question for the room. Who in the room use AI assistant for coding? Please raise your hand. Okay, I see for the record, I see many hands, maybe 60% or something like that. So this study, it's a study, it's a bit old, it's 1 year old. It was a study done by McKinsey. Their estimation 1 year ago was that as much as 75% of software engineers in industry will use AI coding assistant. Probably if the study was done today, it will be even more. Because it's growing very quickly and these tools are doing very good progress. But it comes with something else. So if you raise your hand, there are chances that you are using one of the tools on the screen here. They are not all there, but you see GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and so JetBrains AI, or maybe some toolings based on OpenAI, ChatGPT, or so on. So this is great. They are great tools, no discussion. But most of these tools, if you look at it at this slide, are either a closed tool, proprietary, or if they are open source, they are tied to a single vendor. And it brings us to two important questions. Because this is a question that sometimes we avoid, even myself. I use this tool, they are powerful, they are giving great services. But the question I try to avoid sometimes using them is, where does my code goes? Because when you are using this tool, very often you are just feeding the model. And even if you are not working in a very sensitive industry, you probably don't want your code to appear on someone else's screen somewhere. And this is what can happen if you feed a model. And the second question is what I am pulling in. Because, of course, you generate code. This is very useful. But generating this code, probably, and sometimes you may just integrate code which is tied to a patent or which is code with some contaminating licenses. And even if it does not look like a problem, if you discover it later on, it might completely block and block your software and block your product if you build a product with it. So here's basically the summary of the issues, we can see that with to have so many closed, proprietary, or single vendor open source tools. Security and compliance. As I said, these tools, by design, I will say, have to use your data and sometimes your entire code base to be useful, actually. And in some industry, this is a blocker, by the way. Adaptability, customizability. When you develop some tooling, you want to make sure you can adapt it to your own need, that you have you can adapt to your domain, to your specific development workflow. This is very important to have this ability to customize them. Vendor lock-in. Basically, I know I don't have to explain this one, but well, vendor lock-in, when you are using a closed proprietary tool, you are basically giving control over your ability to develop to somebody else, and your listen change, pricing change, everything can impact you. And innovation, and I won't explain to people in this room that for decades, for more than 20 years, tooling and software was very innovative, and thanks to openness, to diversity of the people on community building, and I met many people doing community growth and community building in this room, and innovation is coming from this ability to have a real open source and really open community building this software. And these are the problems that basically Eclipse Theia is designed to avoid. Theia is an open source project. It's so actually we have two parts. In my introduction, I will present two projects, and actually you have Theia platform. The platform is basically a framework with all the components to build tools, and not only IDE tools. You can build whatever tool you want with it. And as you can see, it's a very successful open source project. We have a great community, more than 20,000 folks. I really hope that after this conference we could reach 21,000 stars, because we are very close to the 21,000. And more than 2,600 folks. So it's, as you can see, this is a very active project, very promising project, fast-growing project. And this is a platform. And of course it comes with AI features, and I will give you more details on this. But since it's a bit boring to make a demonstration on a framework, on a platform, I will focus on Theia IDE, and something you can use. Theia IDE, it's a full-fledged IDE developed with the Eclipse Theia platform. And of course, Theia IDE benefits from AI features, and it's browser and desktop based. It's an IDE that you can use right now. And it's available for end users, completely free, open source, of course. So let me give you a bit more detail what's the difference between Theia IDE and some of the tools maybe you are using today. First of all, I start on the right. You can connect with any LLM. You know, LLM is basically the brain of your AI system. So I mentioned some of them here, some very popular one like OpenAI. The Claude Anthropic is very popular for development, or Mistral. Some of them are missing, of course. It's just an illustration. I discovered that even in Nigeria, you have a model called Awari. I don't know if it's popular in this room. I'm curious to know if people are using it. But basically, you can use any of them, and you can use them, running them locally, remotely, or hybrid. So locally means you can even disconnect your ID from the internet and be sure that your data will not be shared outside of your organization. You have a prompt editor in the IDE. Prompt editor, this is the part where in most of the tool taken in charge by the vendor and hidden. It's not something you can configure or manage. And here you have an open source template library of prompts, and you can edit, you can customize, you can share, you can collaboratively improve it with the community. Oh, what's this? we have something in the middle behind the black box, which is everything happening between the Eclipse. Do you have a way to remove this black thing? Okay. I don't know. So all the traffic and everything happening between your IDE and the LLM is transparent. It's open. You have the control. You see the time. Again, you can customize. You can update. You can analyze and see what is behind. So finally, it's basically no hidden prompt, no hidden data. You have the control and any LLM. And you have some additional and features that typically you expect to have in any AI tool, like agent and MCP server. And I will focus on this. Oh, it will not be easy. Okay, it will not be easy to. Do we have a way to fix this or not? I'm looking at. I don't know where it comes from. No. So I try to remember what I have in the middle of my future slide. Probably it will be an issue for the next slide. But anyway, so if we speak about agent, you know agent in AI, it's mission-based. Of course, you are used to use AI with prompting and chat systems, and you can also develop your own agent. They are mission-based. And you have a set of predefined agents, ready-to-use agents in the Theia IDE. I mentioned some of them. Oh, they're on the right. This is a good news. Oh no, so sorry. You have some specialized agents already ready to use. Testers, some for the architecture, for terminal-based agents, and also very common, very kind of agent that you will find in many of the tooling solutions for AI. But again, with the capability for you to customize and to change. I don't look at the screen anymore. Just listen to me. So, and then what else do we have? And we have, very important, you can make custom agents, and you can develop custom agents either by coding or by using a user interface. So basically, even if you are not an expert in agent development, you are really easily add some new agents doing some specific job. About that, I really recommend you to have a look. If you look for Theia Coder and Theia QA, in YouTube, you will have some demo of this agent. And one of the agent QA, it's basically 3 agents. One of the agents is doing testing. Another agent is executing your test. Another one is connecting to GitHub to create issues when one of your tests is failed. And the third agent is generating testing reports. And in the middle of that, you have the orchestrator agent that makes the coordination between all the agents. So basically, you are building a test team, a full QA team, working for you and within your IDE. And next topic is MCP. So what do we see on this screen? Well, not so bad. Maybe you have heard of MCP if you are familiar with AI. MCP is a very popular, very standard way of connecting your LLM, your brain, to external system. Could be a web search, could be GitHub, Slack. Basically, you have thousands of MCP servers everywhere. You can even deploy your own MCP server. Adding a new MCP server in the IDE, so just a few clicks, just a few configuration parameters, and then your LLM that you are using, or one or many LLMs, can use this new capability as an agent, or for instance, the example I was giving, the agent creating GitHub issues is obviously using the MCP server of GitHub to connect and create issues automatically in your GitHub repository. So everything is there, and this is integrated in AI. And so, checking the timing, so we are okay. Oh, this is the I won't explain this slide. This is the boring part. This is the full view of the Theia platform architecture. This slide is here to explain to you that, okay, you have all these building blocks. They are used by the Theia IDE, but you can also, just to remind you, this is a framework. You can use this building block, this MCP ability, the ability to reuse and to connect with any LLM and so on, building your own tool. If you develop a tool, you can really use this, and again, this is a community-based effort, really open, free, and it has been designed with, it's shared with a license, which is explicitly designed to allow you to build a commercial product with it. You have no constraints. So, I'm reaching the end of my presentation, and here, looking at this, you see the first slide. I know these tools are powerful. It's easy to just take them, download them, and use them as a tool. They are very powerful. They are doing great features. But here you also have a great community. You have a great project, which is really open. And you have a great community. I really think it's time now for all of you to have a look at Theia. Even if you are just end user, you can use it, but you can also contribute, you can be part of it. For decades, as I said, the development tooling was innovative and successful thanks to diversity in communities, openness, and even for AI tooling, I think it's very important to have this kind of project and to be part of it. So it's a great opportunity. I hope with some of you in the room will just try it. And this is my last slide. And actually, I have three. Basically, you have three different situations depending on your role. If you are a developer, you can just start by downloading the Theia IDE with AI features. Please provide feedback. Even if you are not a developer, feel free to provide feedback. The community will be really happy to welcome you, to listen to you, and to listen to your feedback. And if you want, adapt it and contribute to it. Of course, this is open source. As a company, you can evaluate it as a real solution to have an AI IDE with full control. As I said, with everything I said about being able to run it locally and to be sure that you don't bring anything bad, and security and compliance. It's not optional for a company. And the last one is for tool builder. You can even consider. I was attending a Chaos co-located event 2 days ago and listening to people discussing, oh, we would like to create a new tool using AI features. Yeah, it's an opportunity here. Even if you are building a tool that has nothing to do with an IDE, you can use the Theia platform. And that's it. And you have the link. Feel free to connect to me and download it.
Have anyone who wants to ask questions? We'll just take two because of our time. Going once. Going twice. I don't see any hand. All right, let's put hands together for him once again. That was a beautiful session.
Thank you very much.
Do we have someone? Okay, I can't find anyone. Let's put hands together for him again. That was a beautiful session. That was really, really great.